Hello everyone, and welcome back to Revit Snippets. Great tips you can learn in just a few minutes.
This video is sponsored by Tagitize, the easiest way to run tag all on multiple Revit views and sheets. Also, say goodbye to overlapping tags. Tagitize will turn this into this. Try Tagitize completely for free using the link in this video's description. Does it take you ages to find and clean up empty tags in your Revit model? Let's see today how to quickly find and delete all those tags that only show up as confusing question marks. As an example, I have in this Revit view several MB tags. To easily detect and delete those, let me quickly open and run this nice little Dynamo script. There we go. All invalid tags have been cleaned up in less than a second. Isn't that great?
If you don't have much time and just want to run this script right away, simply find in the video's description a link to download this script directly. If you, however, want to learn to code this yourself, let me show you how right now, step by step. By the way, if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe now, because we do tutorials like this every single week. Okay, let's begin.
To start, let's create a new script in Dynamo. I will now add a Python node to the graph and open it for editing. However, this is not a good script editor, so I'll type the code out in Visual Studio Code instead and copy it back into Dynamo at the end. If you're new to this workflow, don't worry. Just find in the video's description below a link to my other tutorial on how to set up this coding environment. It will also provide you with this Python template for Dynamo that will give you all the necessary information to then return to this video and start scripting with me. To begin, let's create a custom function to remove duplicate characters in a string. We will need this in a minute. It's pretty simple. I'll first create a set of characters. We are a set instead of a list here because a set can't contain identical elements, which is exactly what we want. Next, I'll create a result list to hold valid, unique characters from the input string. Now let's iterate over the string's individual character. If a character hasn't been seen before, let's add it to both the scene set and the result list. If the same character appears again, it will be skipped by our if condition here. At the end of this function, let's join all unique characters in result and return the combined string. Alright, with that custom function in place, I'll move on and create a logical OR filter to collect all tags from the view. There are two classes in the Revit API for classes: independent tags and spatial element tags. That's why I include both classes here to collect as many tags as possible. However, that's only the filter. To get the actual tag objects, let's create an element collector like this, and then apply the filter to that collector. Next, we need to create a list of ID values to be deleted. This list will soon be filled with ID values of empty tags. To make that happen, let's start looping through all the tags we collected earlier. For each tag, I will call the tag tags property to get a string that the tag shows in the Revit view. In the same step, I'll also call the remove duplicates method to remove duplicated characters from the text. This will keep only the first occurrence of each unique character, giving us a much cleaner string. Moving on, we can now check if the clean string is just a question mark or if it's empty. If either of these is true, this tag is an empty tag, so we can add its ID to the list of ID values to delete. At this point, I'm ready to say goodbye to those empty tags. To support that, I'll create a new list called deleted ID. This will store ID values of tags we successfully delete. Let's ensure the list of ID values is not empty though, so I'll add a condition like this. Otherwise, calling the delete command on an empty list would throw an error. As always, we need to open a transaction to modify the model, so let's do that here. The only command to call in this transaction is delete. After passing in the list of ID values to remove, I'll also convert the return value of the command to a list and then assign that to the list of deleted ID values we created earlier. Finally, let's output the deleted ID list at the end of this script. With that, our Python script here is finished. Next, let's copy all text from this file, paste it into the Python node in Dynamo, save it, and close this node. Also, I'll change the Python version here from version 3 to version 2. This is because my Python script in Visual Studio Code was written in this lower version. With that, our Dynamo script is finally complete. Let's now run the script to see it in action. Alright, it has worked quite well. However, if you look closely, these war tags are empty, but the script couldn't delete those. This really confused me earlier, but now I know why. The reason is that this war tag family makes use of suffixes in its labels. Let me edit the tag family now to show you. So once inside the family, I can select the tag label here and edit it. As you can see on the right there's a prefix text assigned to this property. The consequence of this is that when our script reads the tag text property of the tag, it also sees the prefix text in addition to the tag's actual reported value. So if a wall tag is empty, the text string detected by our script still contains other characters from this prefix text. Therefore, the script won't consider this tag empty and will omit it from removal as a result. There's not an easy way in Dynamo to get around this limitation of the Revit API. Luckily, you can still use Tagitize to find all empty tags, even those that have prefixes or suffixes. Let me quickly run the find empty tags command from the Tagitize tab and choose to check the active view. There we go. Now we can truly see all empty tags in this view, including those tricky wall tags. Even better, I can now double-click on each tag in the report to zoom directly to it. This way, I can easily check if I still want to keep this tag even if it's empty. To remove some tags, let's tick the boxes on the respective rows and click the delete button. As a bonus, Tagitize can also find empty tags in multiple views in one single command. Let me run the same command again now, but this time choose the check multiple views. This then allows me to select any number of views in the model. Let me add my 2 main floor plans in this model and then start the check. There we go. Now I can see empty tags, not just on level 0, but also level 1. If I want to only delete those on level 1, I'll select them like this and then click delete. I can also do the same for other views if necessary. By the way, that's just one of the many cool features of Tagitize. It can also tag multiple elements in the view using the clearest tag formation possible. If I run tag active view now, the app will carefully analyze all visible elements in this view to place tags so that the number of tags that overlap other objects is minimal. You can see the result is almost perfect. Compared to using tag all, we have saved so much time by not having to clear overlapping tags manually. If there's a tag position you want to improve, simply select that tag and click next. Tagitize will then move it to the next best location for you. If you want to try Tagitize, simply use the link in this video's description to try it completely for free. There's also a link in the description to download the script we built together today. Even more, if you want to master Python scripting in Dynamo to create this kind of script yourself, check out my full online Python for Dynamo course, also linked to in the video description. If you like this lesson and want more like this every single week, make sure to subscribe to this channel now. For now, have a good day and I'll see you in the next tutorial.